Well, hello everyone. My name is Blake Weiseth. I'm the Applied Research Lead here at the Glacier Farm Media Discovery Farm, and I just want to thank you for watching this video we've put together today, where we're going to be highlighting the AgExpert Field product, which of course is a very important component of our 2024 Field of Excellence powered by AgExpert project at Discovery Farm Langham. So what I have here on the screen is the AgExpert Field platform, of course, and I just want to start by showing the field that we'll be talking about today. So what we have here, FOE North, this is the Field of Excellence, our North Field in which we conducted our activities during this year. We start out in the platform and see just a few important parameters about the field, the land location, of course, and the total acreage. So for this field site, it's a 120 acre field in which we conduct our Field of Excellence project. Now, as we scroll down in the platform, a few things I just want to highlight all together is just really important information about AgExpert Field. First of all, we can see where this field site is in relation to our Discovery Farm Langham site, and we have just a nice summary of the field operations that were conducted and their dates over this 2024 growing season. So we have the important information here listed for what I want to discuss today, where we have planting information and harvest information. If we click on the planting activity information, we can see, of course, the crop and variety that we seeded on this site. So it was Canadian Western Hard Red Spring Wheat, AAC Broadacres variety. You can see the seeding rate that we used. And if we scroll down, we also see important information related to the fertilizer applications. So we had a few different blends that we applied in this year. And really, this relates to the overall goal of the Field of Excellence project, which is closing the yield gap. We want to particularly focus on these marginal portions of the field, how to promote nutrient use efficiency, crop productivity, and getting a more even yield across the site by leveraging some of the technologies that we have and management practices. And of course, AgExpert Field is an important component of that to track our information particularly and manage our data. So in this instance, we had a couple layers of fertilizer applied, phosphorus, potassium, and sulfur blend. An important feature in this, in terms of getting the input information, is the application method. And I'll touch on that shortly as we talk about the sustainability component of AgExpert Field. But you'll notice that we applied this fertilizer in a spring banded operation at the time of seeding. We also had a tank of urea being applied during seeding operations as well. If we go back and click on the AgExpert dashboard, we can choose the field. And then the other important parameter, let's talk about yield. So in 2024, we started off with a really exciting and favorable growing season. We had very good early season precipitation through May and June, much higher than what we've received over the last number of years at our site. We saw above average temperature coupled with below average precipitation, which really did cause an impact on the yield, caused it to be adjusted downwards slightly from what we were predicting. That said, we did end up with an average yield across the entire field of 44 bushels per acre, which is quite good for what we've seen over the last number of years. Of course, there was some variability within that. If I go back to our field site here, what we saw from pulling the yield monitor data off the combine and doing our analysis afterwards, in general, we saw higher yields on the east half of the field site compared to the west half. And really, this speaks to some of these soil characteristics across the site, and particularly an increased incidence of salt-affected soils on the west side of the site, which caused a yield limitation. Now, that said, when we broke up our site into soil management zones according to the SWOT map system, we saw that the yield was quite stable actually across the vast majority of the zones. Zones 2 through 8 were quite stable, had quite little variation. And so that is a signal that we are working towards our goal of closing that yield gap. Now, the other feature that I want to highlight is new within AgExpert this year is the sustainability tab. So we click on that and we hover down slightly on our screen here, what we can go is look at the soil carbon calculation. So when we focus on this, what we see here, I'll just look within the, this is in the 2023 season. We can go to ahead to the 2025, which shows what we did in 2024. And we can see our tons of CO2 equivalent that was sequestered during the 2024 season, so 14.7 tons. Now this system, what it really allows us to do is get a snapshot of, I guess, our performance in terms of environmental sustainability, and it's quite encouraging to see that we, for starters, are net sequester of carbon at this site. There's a few other important tables that are generated in this report. Importantly, you can see where your progress is relative to other farms using AgExpert in the area. So in this table here, we can see the orange dot, which is representative of the average carbon soil sequestration. The green dot is representative of this site we have here. And then the gray dots relate to other farms in the surrounding area that are using AgExpert. So what we see in this table here, we can see that Discovery Farm is right around the average performance relative to the farms in the area. So I guess that's encouraging, but it's also an important snapshot to help us to see there's room for improvement and room for us to do more. And so this is something that we will be also looking at as we go forward in this project. So with that, I think it really just highlights this quick video of showing what we've done with AgExpert Field in the Field of Excellence powered by AgExpert project. Really thankful for the opportunity to use this platform. I think it sheds some really interesting light in terms of nutrient use efficiency and working towards these goals of maximizing the productivity and profitability of our soils here in the Canadian prairies. So with that, I want to thank you for watching this video. I encourage you to go to the discoveryfarm.ca website for more information on this project and the other work being conducted at Discovery Farm. Thank you.